I'm Rich Presley, and welcome to another UFO show. We're over actually in the Ring of Avebury at the Red Lion, and I'm going to be speaking to a man called Chris Trubridge. Now, Chris has been doing some work on the whole area, not just Avebury, and he's come up with some really interesting results. Chris, when did you first start onto this? When did you?
We started the project in 1992.
What you're saying is this is the star system as it is today.
Yeah.
And over here is the ground markings of tumuli. And to anybody that doesn't know what tumuli is, it's a little hillocks that you see. They're small mounds, aren't they?
Right. Yeah.
And they're dotted all around the countryside here within an 8-mile sort of radius, I suppose.
That's right, yeah.
Now, it's remarkable to me, even as a layman looking at this and don't know too much about the stars, that this map is almost the same as this map.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think this was achieved in those days?
That point is very difficult to answer.
Mm-hmm.
What I can say is that early Britons were not credited at that time with the type of astronomical awareness to produce something of this nature.
Right.
So I think we are looking at some technology which has probably been missed by at some point or another.
You're saying, and I read in the paper yesterday about somebody that was saying that this whole area was probably laid down by Martians. Of course, they were taking the mickey in certain ways, but there is an intelligence, you're saying, more so than the ordinary people that were around at that time?
Well, I think there's a legacy somewhere of technology which was more advanced at the time and perhaps has been realised. As regards Martians, I remain open on that.
I think we all do. But when you see that this green mark here...
here we're looking at the constellation of Cygnus, the Swan,
right
in the green area here. That was originally, my starting point was here, Silbury Hill.
Silbury Hill?
Yeah, when this project actually first commenced. And I plotted the tumulus, etc., that were in relation directly to that point, and we found the angulation here, which was the same as Cygni. I think this angle here is probably varying by about 1 to 2 degrees.
Which could possibly happen over the period of
that's right.
4,500 years or more.
Yeah, and what we thought, it was suggested that once I've realised this point here, that if there was any more to this, then we would literally work out all directions on the astronomical chart and see what else would actually fit that outlay. And this is the actual end result. We're looking at a geometry, say here, we look at the overall pattern of that area there, and we look onto the star chart here, and we find a fairly good representation.
And even you were saying that when you put the tumuli down, all these little tiny dots.
All these tumuli here that don't seem to fit into the plan.
And of course, this is the ground marking now.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've realised that this is actually following the positioning of the Milky Way.
So if we look over here to this one, we should see a string of stars, and
That's
we do.
Right. And we find that the odd bits and pieces that didn't actually fit in.
This is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
This is even more incredible than actually the gentleman that was saying in the paper about the system of the Sidonia and the Martian likeness to both. It seems, I wonder if anybody has started to work out that the Sidonia map could relate to the stars as well. Because if that was the case, whoever did the Martian one probably did this one, the layout.
Well,
In any case, no matter what way we feel, there's 8 miles across here.
Yeah.
It seems remarkable that anybody could actually lay out all these dots. And you were saying something that was interesting about lottery.
To get 6 numbers on the lottery, you've got a 14 million to 1 chance. So, having said that, I mean, the number of tumuli here, I mean, round about 50, it's the same amount of balls there is in the lottery. The chances of 6 of these points lining up would therefore really be the same sort of odds, 14 million to 1 to get 6 points. You look at it, and the
51 points, so you can just go on. It's like a trillion again. You know?
The sort of numbers that you're talking about are just
and in no way,
so large
yeah,
that
and in no
it
way
cannot
could
be
you
chance.
call this a coincidence.
No, it cannot be chance, can
it?
it?
Must have been laid down by somebody with intelligence, right?
Yeah, when you consider these points, some of the points are literally miles apart, and the fluctuation from the actual celestial map is 1, maybe 2 degrees. It's some of the angles are actually absolutely spot on.
Which would vary in the period of time we're talking about. If this is 4,000 years ago, you know?
It is worth reminding people that the stars as we see them today are not exactly as they would have been back there. Everything is on the move.
This really does need to be put onto a computer because I think it will probably come up that it's even more accurate than what we think. If it was put onto a computer and analysed back through time to find out where the stars were 4,000 years ago, there's a possibility of that, I take it.
Well, I've got a computer program at home which will take us back, which will go back 3,000 years BC, and we're sort of like interested in getting in touch with the author of the software to see whether it's possible for him to take that restriction off so we can take it back a bit further. See if we can't project maybe the chart, and if we can line something up, maybe get a roundabout sort of date. It would also be interesting to see where the planets would have fitted in, maybe with a summer solstice or winter solstice with this map, where the planets would have been in correlation to the stars, and investigating to see if there's any other markers that may have that may appear, but at the moment don't seem to fit.
It seems incredible to me also that they've just finding out about the pyramids and that, which line up, and certain points over there which line up with our stars.
What really needs to be concentrated on is the hard facts. This is the sky at night as it is now. That is a fact.
Yeah.
These tumuli are on the ground in these positions. That is a fact. The point that the two charts are so very similar is a fact. All those points are facts. How they fit in with people's personal theories and beliefs, that's really up to the individual person's intelligence and maybe conjecture and guesswork. But the point that we're trying to get across is star chart, fact, tumuli chart, fact. The two match. It's a fact. How, why, who knows?
We really, I feel now, need scientists to start helping, don't we?
Yeah. Well, Chris actually got in touch with the university and was told that it was not really an archaeological discovery, more an astronomical discovery. So he then got in touch with Patrick Moore, who told him the reverse. So really,
so there's nobody filling in that gap
really,
in the middle.
It's become like a tennis ball being batted backwards and forwards between the two sciences, and no one's really prepared to take it on board because obviously everybody's.
I think they're almost frightened of what they're going to find out.
Afraid of their reputation. I mean, to admit anything would be really to stick your reputation on the line, wouldn't it?
Let's go over to something over here. Now, this is the pictures.
I suppose it was about the same time, 1992. We were cataloguing the stones and just generally going around taking pictures of each stone. Again, really just trying to see if we could see any possible connection with Avebury to this map that we had found on the ground. I mean, we had several possibilities that Avebury, being around the same time period, was somehow connected and quite important to it. As yet, we haven't really made what we would call a substantial connection there.
This is one of the stones at Avebury. When we were studying, looking at the picture, it was mentioned that there appeared to be some sort of face on the stone, carved into the face of the stone. As you can see, the stone has actually been split. And this was done by builders for purposes of
Local
getting
walls,
the stone for
yeah.
actual construction. They would build fires against the stone and then throw buckets of water on to cool them quickly and shatter the stones.
Yeah.
So you can see this stone has actually been broken either by builders or other parties at some stage because of you can see the smooth out exterior here and the rough interior. And to get a clearer image of how that would actually may have looked, if you actually put the mirror down the split to show what the other part of the stone could well have looked like, you can actually see there quite clearly there's the eyes and the small nose, which is very reminiscent of the greys, the
alien.
Yeah, the alien faces that
connection, maybe.
That's right. Yeah, that everybody seems to have. They've been, in all fairness, very widely reported. Large almond eyes, small nose and mouth.
And strange thing is, this is archaeological stuff that has been found elsewhere in England.
Yeah.
And look at the face again.
Yeah,
Here you've got the two big eyes,
this
the
is actually,
chin, the
this
mouth.
is actually dug out of a mound. Obviously, there's another mound connection there, but this is very, very hard stone apparently, and the fact that it's been carved to such a similar.
Yeah, and when you start looking at that one below it, well, where do we go from here? Where will it all end? This is, we're going to take a look around the area as well today, but from us all here, thank you very much for coming and showing us this. We've got to push on with this somehow. So we've got to get it to the right people that can do the work on it. And but thank you for coming. And this is Reg Presley saying, watch this space.